Hi everyone, I'm back with another video of mine, and you know me, I'm Mona Lisa Joshi, and this is my YouTube channel, Mona Lisa's Literary Sanctuary. And as you all know that I just finished the Excerpt Reading Series from the book Macabre Tales. So I hope you're going to grab that book, and if you haven't heard any of the Excerpt Reading Series, you can check out the earlier videos. But today I'm super excited because I'm going to start the Excerpt Reading Series. I'm continuing it for the next book, and it's really an amazing book, and I'm very happy to start for this book, To Frida, with Love. And this is a book of vignettes by multiple authors. This is basically a chapbook, and you can see the blurb has been made through some of the lines which the writers have written, the vignettes which they have written, and we have taken few lines from their vignettes and made it into a blurb. So this is also an interesting cover page at the back, and this is the front, which I have designed, and I enjoyed designing it. This is something I love to do, and as I'm doing for the other books as well. So you all know Frida Kahlo. She was a Mexican artist, and she was a Koyocan girl, and she was born in Mexico. The house that she lived in was La Casa Azul, which has been now turned into a museum. It is also known as the Blue House, I guess. And I was reading another book on Frida Kahlo where I was getting many details about her. It's basically a fiction book, but I got to know about her family, about her history, more like a biography but written in a fiction style. So she was the fourth daughter of Guillermo and Matilde, and Guillermo married Matilde. It was her second marriage, from whom Frida Kahlo was born, and she had polio, so she used to wear many socks to make herself look completely balanced, and so that nobody noticed. But she had kind of a limping walk, and but she was beautiful beyond her flaws and scars, and she met an accident at a very young age. Her I don't know, it was a tram or maybe something that met an accident, and a rod went through her pelvis and abdomen, and it damaged her badly. So she was hospitalized, and she had to overcome a lot of challenges. So basically it was more like death that she experienced, but she came out of it. But throughout her whole life she could not get pregnant because many of her internal organs were damaged due to that. So she had this longing of a child, and she had multiple miscarriages, and she felt sad because she could not got herself a little Diego that she always wished for, and kind of felt inferior because she felt herself kind of inferior in front of his first wife. So Lupe, that was her name, Diego's first wife, but Frida Kahlo was his second wife. Despite of that, he had multiple relationships with women, but Frida did not mind because she loved her. At a point she did mind, and she left him. She also was into men and women both. She got attracted easily. She was basically bisexual, so she had relationships earlier with women as well, but Diego was her love, and she divorced him and then again got married to him. So it's a beautiful history of hers, and her painting mostly reflects the sorrow, the pain, the agony, the melancholy, the lament that she had been through, and she tried to bring out those through her canvas. And she was quite shy, timid to bring out her paintings in front of the world, because she was mostly promoting and with Diego's she was Diego's assistant kind of person who was more into promoting him and his art. So most of her art was kept hidden for a very long time, and they came out late. So a lot you would come to know through this video series, as I would also read more about her, I'll tell you. But today I'm going to start with the excerpt reading series of this book, To Frida with Love, and I'm going to start with the first vignette. I'll read only 2 pages or maybe 3, let me see, because these are very short, maybe 1000 to 1500 words only. Yeah, it can be managed depending on the length of each vignette. For the first vignette, that has been written by Alipi, No Reason at All, and she has taken inspiration from this painting, Frida and Diego Rivera, 1931. As you can see, she was a little woman of Diego, as he called Friducha, I guess he used to call her. So here I go. No Reason at All by Alipi. A lustful lass sat on an aisle, the limbs in synchronization with the melody of her perceptive panorama. The brush swiftly darted between the palette and the frame, spraying the flamboyant shades of the bleeding core. Cupidity writ large on her smoldering eyes, the glitter in the shapely teeth shone brightly as the tweaked lips parted with a avaricious thirst. The unrestrained hunger of the muse, conspicuous in the wild spirit. My beloved, why do you ignore my craving for thee? The smoldering urge inside me pours in my visual image, my untamed essence longing for your physical fragrance. The parched lips eagerly await the tender touch of thy luscious lips. The enraged conflagration flaring my innermost desires for my dearest. I patiently wait for thou unreciprocated return, striving my best to rein in my feral passions and splattering it out through the bold hues of my art. The whispers echoed across the high, mighty plafond of the mansion. The pale cheeks flushed, the petite lady looked around in wonder. Who spoke? She dismissed her thought process. The dainty fingers clenching the brushes swiftly rose and fell like the ebbs and the tides of the brook that gushed through the pebbles from the highlands to the rivulet. Along with her arms, her heaving bosom danced to the tune of her humming tone. Satisfactorily, she glanced at the portrayal of an ideal pair, a famous man with his brushes and palette, the diminutive woman clutching her bright shawl a tilt towards her husband. The ruby reds and the indigo blues dipped in the oil and plastered on the white cloth create the perfect balance in the heavenly union between the fantastic maestro and his yearning spouse. The love-filled heart craving for the warm, firm flare of her dearest. The adoring wife of a genius, ever seeking the care of a husband, but none to any. Stop it, the painter lady exclaimed. Who are you? I demand. Why do you torment me with your narratives? The steady brushes paint a picture-perfect couple of the great artists hand in hand. The coordinated colors, the harmonized footsteps, and the arched postures speak volumes of marital bliss, but dive into the depths and fathom the facade in the picture. The unsmiling stares and the expressionless facial orchestration of the duo records ups and downs of conjugal life. No, he is a great comrade and an extraordinary artist. I am a mere woman and a loving wife to her man, the lady countered with panache. Why do you hide the truth? Seek inside the coves of your beliefs, the diminutive wife, leaning towards her colossal husband, aiming her best to appease the enormous man, but alas, he stands like a rock. The discontent manifestation of his face, his impassive presence in the frame does not justify your depiction of the wedding portrait. In between bouts of suppressed emotions, the graceful lady gasped, I love and adore my husband, but he is a delightful lover of others and a husband to none. Worry not, my dear lady. You are a shining star and not a mere wife to a renowned artist. An artist as excellent as you should not underestimate her own creative proficiencies to compromise with her love. Respect yourself, your worth, and treat yourself as an equal to your partner. So here I stop. And these are not the like the earlier one, they were mystery, suspense. These are very candid conversations between the canvas and between Frida Kahlo, because I gave this as a theme, as a prompt in the Facebook group page where there are 1K members and who wrote for this prompt. So you will find out that the canvas is speaking to Frida Kahlo, and she is kind of timid to express herself in a flamboyant manner, but ultimately she does, and she feels kind of inferior, or maybe she doesn't want to sound superior through her paintings in front of her husband, because she was a great artist, but she kept herself reserved for very long. So this is a very candid conversation, as you can see, going on between the canvas that is inspiring her to paint, to create her art. So this was a beautiful vignette by Alipi Das, No Reason at All, and I will give the link of this book in description. This is available through Amazon and Flipkart, and you get 30% off through Flipkart if you order it. So from today I start this series, Frida Kahlo. I would be reading out the 7 vignettes from this book, including the editors. The editor is Nandita Deni Chatterjee, one of the best editors I have with me in my editorial board, and I feel very proud of this. So she also has one of her vignettes in it, so I would be coming to that as well. So for now I end this video, and today is a very celebratory mood for me as well, because I'm quite excited to start the series of this book. So you have the reason to grab it. It's very cheap in price. It's a chapbook. It's only for 150 through Amazon, and if you go for Flipkart you get 30% off, so you're getting it at 100 something. So don't think too much, go ahead and grab this book today and have a great time reading it, and don't forget to share a review or feedback. That will help the writers to grow, and also my publishing house to blossom into something beautiful for bringing out more these kind of books. So stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Mona Lisa's Literary Sanctuary. I would be so happy if you support me in growing as a publisher, as a writer as well. Thank you so much.